How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Start just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the star shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And it's starting, Cowboys Nation. The talks of not retaining George Pickens this offseason is heating up, and they're heating up in the wrong area. On a segment during the G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan, the guy spoke about the George Pickens contract projection and how important George Pickens is to this team compared to the pieces needed for the defensive side of the ball. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from the guys over on 105.3 The Fan's G-Bag Nation.
I think I'm fixing to go in and commit both feet on this idea. And when they have a great offense again, but they can't stop anybody, just remember who told you first. Matter of fact, I think keeping George Pickens might just be good for TV ratings and sales. I don't know if it's getting them any closer to winning. And I hate to say it because I might be the biggest GP fan at this station. Huge fan of him. I wouldn't be opposed to dealing CD and keeping GP. Let me say it like that. I just think that for this team that is so obsessed with managing the salary cap conservatively, this is a massive opportunity to free up a bunch of money, get more picks, and actually rebuild the defense. But once you put pen to paper with GP, long-term deal or franchise tag, I don't see them, saying, and we're going to get a linebacker and an edge rusher and a right tackle and a corner. So if you got to choose, the way to do it is with roster balance. Nobody's winning with a top 5 offense and a bottom 10 defense.
You're right. Nobody is winning with a top 5 offense and a bottom 10 defense. But here we go, Cowboys Nation. Here we go. Bro said that keeping George Pickens was only for ratings and not for winning. He also spoke about wanting to keep George Pickens and deal CD Lamb away. This is something that I was warning Cowboys Nation about when they signed George Pickens. The front office having the idea to keep Pickens and get rid of CD Lamb if Pickens proves himself. Why can't we just have 2 great players on the team, Cowboys Nation? But let's go ahead and jump into the second clip from the guys from G-Bag Nation.
I saw Nick Harrison. I think he might be low. 4 years, $120 million. If I'm George Pickens and David Mulugheta right now, I do got to defer to Harris. He might have a better nuanced understanding of this. He might have a report on what could get this done, like a genuine report. It's not just his gut, but my gut's telling me that's about $20 million short. I think I need 4 and 140 if I'm George Pickens. This cap is only going up. By the time we get to 2028, 2029, that $30 million is going to be very low compared to where to the top of this wide receiver market is going. But even if it's a team friendly deal, it's still $30 million. I really want to spend that on the defense if I can help it.
You know what? Let's go ahead and throw that whole team-friendly deal saying right out the window. But 4 years, $120 million is the projection Nick Harris gave when it came to George Pickens' contract projection. That's $30 million a year, Cowboys Nation. I do agree with the guys when they talk about George Pickens wanting more than that per year, but I feel he deserves it, Cowboys Nation. My projection is for George Pickens to have a 4-year, $137 million contract. That would come out to about $34.25 million a year, just a little bit higher than CD Lamb. Now let's go ahead and get into this third clip so we can go ahead and unpack this raw and uncut.
They're not like a team like the Eagles or the Rams or somebody that'd be like, okay, we're going all in right now and we're gonna overpay for a bunch of things and mortgage the future.
Come on, bring it.
They're not down for that. So I totally get where you're coming from on this one. And as much as I love George Pickens as well, if you can do a tag and trade situation where you're getting at least a first round pick for him, I mean, I'd be totally fine with that.
I mean, they couldn't even build a good defense with George Pickens counting as $3 million or $2 million against the cap. How are we going to add $27 or $28 million to the cap on another wide receiver and say, yep, now we're going to have the resources to do this? And it sucks because you want to have star players, and certainly you don't get closer to the top by giving away good players. But when you're not that close and you have a gaping hole defensively, 3 or 4 gaping holes defensively, you also need safety. Okay, we need a lot of good players.
Watch the stack today.
So the Dallas Cowboys are not the type of team that goes all in like the Philadelphia Eagles or the Los Angeles Rams. Maybe this is something that has hampered this Dallas Cowboys team from winning a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but the conservative thinking from the guys over at 105.3 The Fan may be the reason why our Dallas Cowboys haven't made it to a Super Bowl championship. But you know what? Y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
Man, keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
All right, Angry Cowboys fans. I brought this to your attention because I fear the worst when it comes to what will happen to George Pickens from the Dallas Cowboys this year, this offseason. Not only that, but Jerry and Stephen Jones listen to and are guests on this radio station on a regular basis. Remember, Cowboys Nation, this is the flagship radio station of our Dallas Cowboys. If Jerry and Stephen Jones wasn't thinking of dealing George Pickens or CD Lamb, I bet they are now. I've always wondered why the Dallas Cowboys are always one of those teams that claim poverty each and every offseason. They always talk about the pie and how the Dallas Cowboys never have enough pie to go around. They never have enough pie to pay the players that are difference makers for our Dallas Cowboys. Then you look at teams like the Los Angeles Rams or the Detroit Lions or the Philadelphia Eagles for that matter, and how they mortgage their futures in order to have a great team for today. You know, it's kind of like, and maybe I'm dating myself a little bit, Cowboys Nation, but it's kind of like Popeye the Sailor Man. When Wimpy would negotiate for hamburgers, he would say something along the lines of, "I'll gladly give you a hamburger on Tuesday for a hamburger today."
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
So let's stop acting like we don't know how this whole thing operates, Cowboys Nation. Every single Dallas Cowboys fan who watches this video knows and understands that teams backload contracts. They also place money in void years. Why are the Dallas Cowboys supposed to be above that type of approach? It works for every other team. Why can't it work for our Dallas Cowboys? On top of that, Jerry Jones has been going around saying that we have enough money to sign George Pickens as well as keep Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams. In years prior, Jerry Jones would keep it real with Cowboys Nation and say that we didn't have the money to do so, but he's been saying something different this year. And I'll keep it a buck with you. Jerry and Stephen Jones have been talking with a different tone this year. So the team that the guys on G-Bag Nation say the Dallas Cowboys are not like, maybe they're trying to change their approach for the 2026 season to be a little bit more like those teams. But Cowboys Nation, if they decide to get rid of either George Pickens or CD Lamb, they better look at the draft and drafting a wide receiver with one of those first-round picks, because if they don't, we're going to be back in the same spot where we were before we got George Pickens on this team. Everyone's going to be expecting Dak Prescott to spam Lamb, but then not have a top wide receiver to help on the opposite side. But I'll keep it a buck like I always do with you guys. I truly believe that that was the reason that they were propping up Ryan Flournoy for the remainder of the season, why they were involving Ryan Flournoy in the scheme so they could have a backup plan if George Pickens' contract situation went south or they decided to move off of CD Lamb. But real talk, Cowboys Nation, get ready for the less than positive conversations when it comes to George Pickens. This is where it usually starts, on 105.3 The Fan or in the media. They float the idea around, they float it out there, and then it mutates into something else. It mutates to something different. The 3 and 4 letter networks hop on the train and they run with it, dragging a great player's name through the mud in the process. And I'm not saying that G-Bag Nation was slandering George Pickens during the segment, but they did throw CeeDee Lamb under the bus during that segment. One of the guys said that they would rather keep George Pickens and deal CeeDee Lamb. Now, being the flagship radio station in the DFW, you cannot tell me for a minute that some Cowboys players don't listen to them, just driving down the road. Even if it's not CeeDee Lamb listening, a teammate may hear it and then relate a message to CeeDee Lamb. What are you truly doing for that locker room? On top of that, they speak as if we have to structurally destroy the Dallas Cowboys defensive side of the ball to build it back up. That's not the case, Cowboys Nation. They speak as if we're missing so many pieces in order for this defense to be in the top 16, and that's not the case either, Cowboys Nation. What this team needs is for a defensive coordinator to come in here and take control. What this team needs is a defensive coordinator that can coach that side of the ball up. If the defense is rated 80, your defensive coordinator should be able to come in here and get that side of the ball up to an 85 overall for those who play Madden. But sure, this team needs safety help. It needs linebacker help. It needs cornerback help as well. The thing is, if you get a dominant pass rusher to get after the quarterback, he alone can make your secondary look amazing. Just look at what Micah Parsons was able to do when he was a Dallas Cowboy. So, Cowboys Nation, I don't agree that this defense is so far gone that we need all this talent and we have to get rid of George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb. I truly believe that coaching is the thing that's missing for the defensive side of the ball. So, Cowboys Nation, I don't want them to get rid of George Pickens. I don't want them to get rid of CeeDee Lamb. The offense that we had last year was a Super Bowl caliber offense. Each team has those players that take a chunk out of the salary cap each and every year. It takes those free agents, rookies, and players in their rookie deals that can and will make up the difference for our defense. But this is why the front office execs are in the positions that they're in, Cowboys Nation. This is why they make the big bucks. It's up to them to figure out the money aspect so that the Dallas Cowboys can keep the key pieces that we need on this team. They have to figure it out in order for this Dallas Cowboys team to get back into the playoffs, to get back into contention. This is how they can contribute to this team, hopefully going on a playoff and Super Bowl run. Get the team the pieces that it needs in order to succeed. Get the defensive coach in here that can work with these players at his disposal and coach them the hell up. We're not going to be able to have all 53 all-pro players on this team. So it's going to be up to the coaching staff to get more out of their players. I feel that's the remedy, not getting rid of great talent you already have on the Dallas Cowboys. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about what the guys over on G-Bag Nation had to say? Would you either get rid of GP or CD, or would you keep both of them and figure it the hell out? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share this content with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype this video. Doing so can help the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel reach even more Dallas Cowboys fans so we can root on our Dallas Cowboys together. And if you are DC for life and you hope that Jerry and Stephen Jones didn't hear the segment from G-Bag Nation, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay on my new channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I will put the link to that in the description. I am sick and tired of the Dallas Cowboys looking to get rid of all of our proven commodities in order to get bargain bin players just to fill spots. I hope they keep both of our star wide receivers so that we can continue to be competitive on the offensive side of the ball and hit in the coaching search, the draft, as well as free agency to get our defense back up to par. And Cowboys Nation, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Stargazer Sports on reaching 1,000 subscribers. Yo, continue to do what you do, sister. You come up with nothing but that classy Cowboys content, that intellectual Cowboys content, and I enjoy every second of it. Keep up the good work, sister. That's what I'm talking about. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.